Right now at noon, the sentencing hearing for the former UW-Madison student who pleaded guilty to sexually assaulting women is underway. We'll have the latest from the Dane County Courthouse. Plus, Congress is taking up two different immigration bills to find a permanent solution to the separation of families at the border. And the AmFam Championship is this weekend at University Ridge Golf Course. We'll tell you how you can get tickets to the tournament.
This is News 3 at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Kent. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 on this Thursday afternoon. We'll get to those stories in just a bit. But first, let's head to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Karen Swanson has a look at our first alert forecast on this first day of summer.
And it doesn't really feel like summer,
No, not
does
even
it?
close.
Oh my goodness, yeah, it's cool outside. We've got the wet weather once again. It's been a couple of rainy months here across southern Wisconsin, and we do have that rain on the radar map this afternoon. You can see it kind of rotating right around an area of low pressure, and it's going to continue to rotate through the region as we head through the rest of this afternoon. There may be an isolated thunderstorm embedded in there, but overall some rain showers heading across the southern part of the state. And with that, we do have a flash flood watch in effect for the southern tier of counties, including Lafayette, Greene, Rock, and Walworth counties. That's in effect until 7 a.m. tomorrow, and that's where some of the highest rainfall totals have been over the last couple of days. Temperatures right now are in the 60s. We're at 65 in Madison, 66 in Janesville, 64 in Platteville. Temperatures really not rising too much this afternoon, only to a high of about 66 degrees. We'll keep the showers or an isolated thunderstorm around as we head through tonight, with temperatures dropping back into the 50s. Another chance of some showers tomorrow as that low pressure system just slowly makes its way to the east, but I think we should be mostly dry for the weekend. Just a couple of slight chances of seeing some rain showers this weekend.
Can't get a couple of dry days in a row here.
No, we haven't had 2 dry days in a row this entire month.
Wow. All right, well, see what we can do.
Yeah.
Thanks, Karen. We'll check back in a few minutes. Topping the news, the sentencing hearing for the former University of Wisconsin-Madison student who pleaded guilty to sexually assaulting multiple women is underway. Here is a live look at the hearing for Alec Cook, who pleaded guilty in February to 5 of the 23 charges against him. Court documents show state prosecutors specifically asked the judge to sentence Cook to 19 years and 6 months in prison, followed by 20 years of extended supervision. Prosecutors said the number and seriousness of Cook's crimes merits a significant punishment. Several victims sent letters to the Dane County judge explaining the pain they went through.
In less than 24 hours, my body became a crime scene and my life had changed forever. Despite the violence and injuries I'd endured, I clung to denial, determined I could put this behind me and continue on with my life. I could not have been more wrong. Nothing could have prepared me for the year and a half to come.
Cook's parents asked the judge to give their son a chance at redemption. Cook's lawyers say they would be making their sentencing recommendation during the hearing. A 16-year-old Sun Prairie boy was arrested early this morning in connection with a Wednesday night shooting. Officials say shots were fired around 7:10 in the 1300 building of the Hamilton Place apartments. They say the targeted victim was not injured in the shooting. The 16-year-old suspect was taken to the Dane County Juvenile Detention Center on a tentative charge of first-degree recklessly endangering safety. The shooting is still under investigation. Democratic Milwaukee businessman Andy Gronick is ending his campaign for governor. Gronick announced today that he was dropping out of the race. That leaves 9 Democrats in the field looking to take on Republican Governor Scott Walker. Gronick says in a statement that running for governor was the greatest journey of his life. He cited a Marquette University Law School poll released yesterday that showed him with single-digit support, far behind the leader, State Superintendent Tony Evers. 2 Janesville men were arrested in connection with a cigarette theft ring from local gas stations and tobacco retailers. The 2 men, 34-year-old Ryan Grant and 38-year-old Justin Tracy, were arrested yesterday. Janesville police say the men would enter the Extreme Smokes store and ask for cartons of cigarettes. After the clerk retrieved the cigarettes, the men would grab the cartons and run out of the store on foot. Grant was arrested on multiple charges, including 7 counts of retail theft. Tracy was arrested on a tentative charges of 4 counts of retail theft. Congress is taking up 2 different immigration bills in the House of Representatives today that will try to find a permanent solution to the separation of families at the border, but it's unclear whether either has enough support to pass. Angelica Alvarez has the latest.
The House will be in order.
The House of Representatives is preparing to vote on two different immigration bills. A hardline conservative measure that cuts immigration across the board, even legally, and a GOP compromise bill negotiated between conservative and moderate Republicans in the House.
What we want to do is just get something that can move forward, and we're right here. This is the closest we've been since I've been up here to actually have immigration reform and to move us forward and get us off this topic that we've just been spinning our wheels on.
The president has said he will sign either bill that passes out of Congress, but the GOP leadership has put its support behind the compromise bill.
We're hopeful that we can get to the number we need to pass the bill. This is what's going to help solve the immigration puzzle in this country. DACA, border security, end this practice of family separation in a definitive way.
President Trump signed an executive order on Wednesday, which temporarily ends the separation of families at the border. But it only lasts 20 days, which gives Congress less than 3 weeks to find a permanent solution.
I think the president is trying to address the issue on the border in a compassionate way and trying to do what he can from an executive standpoint. But it has to be addressed legislatively.
It may also be up to Congress to find a legislative fix for the children already separated at the border. The president's executive order does not apply to the 2,300 children already taken from their parents. Angelica Alvarez for CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Well, construction is going to stop on Highway PD over the next few days as thousands of people come to the University Ridge Golf Course for the Anthem Golf Tournament. Crews have been working for 6 weeks to transform University Ridge into a professional tournament course. And getting to the course shouldn't be too much of a problem. The construction going on around University Ridge will be temporarily put on hold for the next few days, and Madison police will be on hand to direct fans as to where to park.
We have two different parking plans. If the fields are dry, we were allowed to park everybody right on course, right next to the golf course, and everybody will be close in that fashion. If our fields do get wet, then we transfer everybody off-site to surface lots and shuttle them in.
Those shuttles will run constantly every 3 to 5 minutes. If you'd like to purchase tickets, there's a link on our website at channel3000.com. And there's more to come on News 3 at noon. I'm next. We'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
It wouldn't make sense to top fresh from the garden greens with anything other than freshly made dressing, would it? I don't think so. We're smack dab in the middle of what many consider the peak of salad season. Right now, tomatoes are so juicy, we could eat them like apples. And the cukes, so crisp and fresh tasting. They're not only the perfect addition to our salads, but a welcome anytime snack. With produce this good, it only makes sense that the salad dressings that we top them with are equally fresh. That's why I'm sharing a few homemade dressings that'll make any salad farm stand worthy. If you love creamy dressing, start by placing a chunked up cucumber in a blender or food processor, along with some sour cream and a bit of mayonnaise. Add a bit of chopped onion and a few spices, and give it a whirl. In seconds, you've got a dressing that's creamy and dreamy. Or if you'd rather drizzle your salad with a vinaigrette, we've got a couple that you can throw together using ingredients that you probably have in your pantry. To get the recipe for our creamy farmer's dressing, our poppy seed vinaigrette, which goes great with fruitier types of salads, and our orange honey dressing, which is really refreshing, visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a freshly dressed way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. You want a fork?
Yes.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right, coming up on News 3 at noon, a rainy and cool first day of summer across southern Wisconsin. Meteorologist Karen Swanson will have your first alert forecast when we come back. Well, global trade tensions on the rise again, and the 4th of July travel expected to break records. Diane King Hall has more in today's Money Watch report.
Global trade tensions escalate with China. Beijing says it will retaliate if President Trump's latest tariff threats are carried out. Meanwhile, India followed in the footsteps of the European Union, hitting back with retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods. The automaker Daimler says the U.S.-China trade war will hurt its bottom line. The parent company of Mercedes-Benz says profit will fall, citing expectations China will hike tariffs on vehicles imported from the United States. Now, Mercedes has a plant in Alabama. Amazon is taking on the fashion industry. The e-commerce giant is offering its try before you buy option with the launch of Prime Wardrobe. Similar to services like Stitch Fix or Trunk Club, Prime Wardrobe lets you order clothes and return them for free if they aren't the right fit. Amazon's version is DIY. Instead of using stylists to curate a box, you're in charge of filling your box with 3 to 8 items. You have 1 week for returns before you're charged. Almost 47 million Americans are expected to hit the road for the 4th of July. That would set a record. More people are planning to travel thanks to Independence Day falling in the middle of the week, which is causing some Americans to schedule a trip the weekend before and others the weekend after the holiday. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
Diane, thank you. At the noon hour, the Dow Industrials down 171 points. The NASDAQ down 51. Let's check in now with Q106 Farm Director Pam Yaki. Not a lot of field work going on today, I don't think.
No, with this great weather, if you're a duck. I feel bad for the folks that are trying to organize that PGA Tour. That, University Ridge is a beautiful course, but if you've got to wade through mud puddles to do it, that could be a challenge. So good luck to them. Hey, we had a great day yesterday, though. I was up in Brandon. Want to thank all the folks that stopped by. Insight FS in their brand new feed mill location in the thriving metropolis of Brandon. Really good turnout, partly because the fields are wet and folks couldn't be doing field work. That's the outside look at the grain legs at the brand new facility that just went operational front part of 2018. So there's a great staff there that's really learning about the new innovations in handling grain. What I was really impressed with is the dust removing system. If you've ever been in a feed mill, you walk out dirty generally. There's a lot of dust, as you can imagine, but boy, this one pulls all that dust out of the air. The only bad part about it is they're collecting literally tons of dust and can't do anything with it. They have to send it to a landfill because it's made up of compilation of a lot of products that they handle. So thanks again to my friends at Inside FS up in Brandon for having me up yesterday. It was great to see you. Today, what's great to see is that we do have a little bit of a grain trade bump up on corn and wheat. Yesterday, one of the common questions I was getting from farmers is, hey, Yankee, is this tariff situation good for us or bad for us? You know what? We got to wait and see how this all plays out. One story that I'm getting from commodity brokers today is our U.S. soybeans right now are about $1 cheaper than any place else that China can shop. That means that if they continue to go forward with these tariffs, they're actually hurting their own internal soybean processing business quite a little bit. If they get rid of the tariffs, they all of a sudden are seeing a 40% gain on their bottom line. So really, it is going to be a chicken kind of situation. Who's going to blink first? We'll wait and see. Until we really start to see those tariffs fall in place, the market continuing to push beans lower, but corn and wheat stronger today. Dairy trying to figure out what direction to go. Barrel cheese today is up 1 3/4 at $1.31. 40-pound block cheese, though, that's down a penny at $1.49.5. That might just be the split between barrel and block. And double-A butter 1/4 cent higher at $2.29. But fluid milk, like I said, with all this international concern, still a little bit lower. But we have to kind of slow down sometimes and think not just what is it doing here in the United States, but those processors, Mark, that are in China trying to feed livestock and that, their margins get really ugly fast if they have to go elsewhere in the world and try to find soybeans to replace the U.S. beans, which make up 60% of what they use. So we'll wait and see. It's a complicated issue. We'll wait and see. But I'm waiting and seeing if we're going to get sunshine. The longest day, sure, it's got to be the longest day today, and we've got these clouds.
What are you going to do? A grain elevator was nice.
Yeah, it was sunny there yesterday.
Go. All right, we'll see you later, Pam.
Yeah.
No sunshine in our forecast for the longest day of the year.
No, sounds like a song, doesn't it?
What? No sunshine?
No sunshine on the longest day of the year?
Ask Dave Caulfield.
I don't know,
He's the music guy.
I guess so. All right, yeah, we do have that wet weather across the area today, as well as some of the clouds. There is a flash flood watch in effect for some of our southern counties, including Lafayette, Greene, Rock, and Walworth counties, until 7 a.m. tomorrow. Also some counties to the south of there. That's where some of the heaviest rains have been over the last couple of days, and also where some of the heaviest rains are expected to to continue as we head into tonight. Right now, there is a strip of those showers just kind of tracking right over the same spot across southern Wisconsin. They're rotating right around an area of low pressure, and we'll keep those showers around as we head through this afternoon. In fact, our future Doppler track over the next 3 hours continues to show that same movement in those showers and isolated thunderstorms here across the southern part of the state. Our 24-hour precipitation estimates show that some areas have stayed completely dry. The areas that have seen more rain have been off to the west and down to the south. In fact, parts of Iowa have seen 1 to 2+ inches of rain. Some areas locally checking in with some higher than 3-inch totals. And here's the big picture. You can see just kind of that big rotation right around an area of low pressure that's off to our west. And that's going to slowly track to the east as we head through the rest of today and into tomorrow. So keeping those wet weather chances here across the southern part of the state. So far today, we've picked up 0.06 inches of rain. Add that on to a lot of days this month with some rain showers, now totaling 4.83 inches for the entire month. And that is above what is the normal for the entire month of June. Summer began this morning at 5:07 in the morning. It's the time of the year with the most daylight. We may not be seeing the sunshine, though, with that daylight today. And in fact, it may be one of the coolest starts to summer over the last several years. Last year was the coolest with that high of 71. A lot of those more recent years in the upper 70s and in the 80s. And we are expecting those temperatures this afternoon to stay in the 60s. 65 degrees right now with winds out of the east-northeast at 12 miles per hour. Temperatures are generally in the 60s, 67 in Watertown, 63 degrees in Monroe. Across the rest of the region, you'll notice that there are some milder temperatures down to the south, but not that tremendous heat that we were dealing with just a couple of days ago. Here's that nearly stationary boundary and that area of low pressure that continue to track very slowly off to the east, bringing those showers and some isolated thunderstorms here into southern Wisconsin. We'll continue with some wet weather chances tomorrow, although it is going to be shifting more to the east, so I think they should be slightly more scattered tomorrow. And then Saturday, high pressure starts to move in, and that's going to allow for mainly dry weather, perhaps just an isolated shower or a thunderstorm this weekend. 66 this afternoon, scattered showers, a few isolated thunderstorms, also some breezy winds. Tonight, 58 degrees. We'll see those scattered showers continuing. Here's that future track forecast continuing to rotate some of those showers here across southern Wisconsin. We'll keep that chance across the area tonight and then also into the day tomorrow. As far as precipitation potential, it looks like those highest totals will be just off to our south, with the amounts tapering off the farther north and northeast you head. That's those look at some of the rainfall totals through the day on Friday. Now let's take a look at our, I just blipped right past my 7-day forecast, but I can maybe get it back for you if we have enough time. Do we have time, Steph, for me to quick click to it? Okay, I'm going to try and grab it for you. Let me just put it in play mode here, and here we go. There's that 7-day forecast, and heading into that 10-day forecast as well. I got excited on my clicker mark.
I tell you, it's only a half-hour show your time.
I know. Oh, goodness. Warmer temperatures for the weekend, just that slight chance of a shower or a thunderstorm. Better chances for seeing some of that wet weather will return as we head through next week.
How about
Gotta get it in there,
How about
right?
Ain't No Sunshine When You're Gone? We could,
I like that. Can you sing it? Are you a good singer?
Nope.
I'm not either.
Going to. We'll be right back. New Yorkers, Karn, were buzzing after thousands of surprise visitors took over Times Square. NYPD officials say nearly 20,000 bees swarmed a police camera at 42nd and Broadway. The department called in their official beekeeper. Yes, that is a thing. And he safely removed the bees for relocation. The department later tweeted that no one was injured and no bee was left behind. Why?
Like
Because. There you go. That could be a little dangerous, 20,000 bees in the middle of Times Square.
Yeah, I wonder what they were attracted to there, if there was some sort of a
I don't know. I'm glad they got them safely out of the way and didn't kill them.
Exactly, yeah, we need those bees.
Yes, we do. We
have a flash flood watch in effect this afternoon, and that continues until 7 a.m. tomorrow for some of our southern counties. Here's where the rain is right now. Scattered showers, some isolated thunderstorms continue this afternoon. Still a chance of seeing a shower tomorrow, and then looking mainly dry for the weekend. Just a slight chance of seeing a shower or a thunderstorm, but warmer temperatures for the weekend.
More summery.
Yes,
That's our time for now. We'll see you back here at 4. Have a great afternoon.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.